Hello, everyone. Here's your weather hazard briefing for Wednesday, January 24th, and it's pretty much a mess out there this morning. We've got some rain and snow in the highlands east of I-15. Back across the Snake Plain and Magic Valley, the best way to describe it is the kitchen sink issue with we've got stratus. We've got some dense fog out there. We've got some freezing fog. Likely a little bit of drizzle and freezing drizzle in some spots, and even a little bit of rain and snow underneath that stratus deck this morning. And the issue is that may not go away anytime soon today. We'll talk about that in a second. Otherwise, we have our next round of rain and snow coming through later this afternoon, mainly tonight and tomorrow. Most of this is going to be rain and snow. There's a very, very, very slim chance we might see a little bit of freezing rain in a few spots, but it's not zero, but it's that low. Let's put it that way. Otherwise, our chances of precipitation, they start dwindling after tomorrow. They're not going away completely yet, but they're starting to go down each day as we head into the weekend. Satellite shows moisture off to our west. That's that next system moving in. You'll notice in the bluish gray color the expansive amount of low clouds all the way from Ontario across the Treasure Valley, Magic Valley, back up into the Snake Plain, adjacent valley locations to the north and south of the Snake Plain and Magic Valley. That is the issue for today. There are some indications it really does not go away until tonight. We do have some indications that some of this may go away this afternoon, especially places like Burley, over to Pocatello, Blackfoot. But north from there, it doesn't go anywhere until late tonight and tomorrow when that next wave moves in. So a very low confidence on getting rid of any stratus, and that in turn has us with low confidence of losing any dense fog, any light rain or snow out of that stratus deck today. So we're going to play that part by ear. The light rain and snow over in the eastern highlands, that goes away as we go through the day. We go into tomorrow, we've got light rain and snow across the area. Amounts aren't light, but there may be a few travel impacts, especially up along some of our highest passes as well, and going up into the backcountry, but still light amounts. And then you notice we don't really have any impacts even with any wave of moisture coming through Friday onward into the weekend. So looking at how things are shaping up for today, like I said, the models don't do really well at all with any type of light precipitation under this stratus deck, the type of regime we're in. But there's still a little bit of light snow likely this morning over into the eastern highlands, even down along towards the Bear River Range. That kind of shifts northward today. It's light, it's there, but you'll notice to the west, that's our next wave of moisture already moving into far western Idaho out of Oregon early this afternoon. We go stop this right around 5 o'clock. We do have a little bit of moisture now pushing into the Sawtooth, maybe trying to get into the western end of the Magic Valley, and also down towards Jackpot. We go through the evening hours. We see activity still pushing barely into the central mountains. It doesn't get very far past the Sawtooth because everything's headed to the south. So we go into the overnight hours. You'll notice most of the precipitation stays out of the central mountains. It goes through the Snake Plain into the eastern highlands. Some of this may be the indication we talked about, some of that stratus not going away, and the moisture just falls through the stratus deck, and that's how we start the snow over the Snake Plain. But the trend overall is whatever moisture, however far it comes through tonight, that goes into the eastern half of our forecast area in the morning. There's a little area, a little band of snow showers early tomorrow morning, still going through the central mountains, but we get through the day tomorrow, and you'll notice most of that shifts into areas along an eastern I-15, maybe a little upslope late in the afternoon, early evening from around American Falls up through Idaho Falls there along the bench areas and the interstate. So looking at some of the specifics in terms of how and when that snow is going to fall today, very light precipitation, very light snow, and like I said, where it's not snowing, that's a little bit of light rain, a little bit drizzle, could be a little light freezing drizzle, fog, freezing fog, that whole kitchen sink mentality with the weather and that mess over the Snake Plain and Magic Valley for this morning. Going into the temperatures for today, a little bit cooler than yesterday, or maybe within a degree or two either way. But we're still looking at temperatures near 40 across the more populated areas of the Snake Plain and Magic Valley, warmer into the Treasure Valley. Otherwise, it really doesn't get below freezing until we get to the higher elevations of our central mountains and down into the southeast corner of the Tetons as well. Now, this is when the moisture comes through tonight. A little bit of light snow beginning, especially this evening over the higher elevations. You can see it pushing into the Sawtooth. Now, as we go through the overnight hours, this is from around 11 p.m., midnight, to about 5 a.m. in the morning. That light snow continues to spread south and east, maybe an inch or two for our highest elevations down south and into the central mountains and the Sawtooths. Light snow mainly over the areas outside of the interstate corridor from Blackfoot over to Burley. That's where we got warmer temperatures and some downslope overnight. Winds aren't terribly strong, but still 10 to 20 miles an hour. That kind of helps dry things out a little bit in that area. Doesn't mean it's not going to snow. We're looking at snow accumulation. Likely see a little bit of rain, a little bit of mix in those areas. And if we do see snow, it might try to stick, and as soon as if weakens or the temperature changes a degree or two depending on the intensity of the moisture when it moves through, it's gone already. So not much way the precipitation, even where it falls across the area. We go into the early morning hours. We still have a little bit of light snow over the Snake Plain and portions of the Magic Valley. Might see a little enhanced band out around the INL. Otherwise, most of the snow for tomorrow morning shifts into the South Hills, Albion Mountains, into the southeast and eastern highlands, and by tomorrow afternoon, that's where it continues to shift over those areas. If you want just to look at the whole event totals, most areas anywhere from a dusting, a quick burst of snow that melts, to about 2 to 3 inches, except when you get into the highest elevations, and we're talking about 3 to 6 inches for totals. And then looking in, this goes through tomorrow evening, there's that little potential of some upslope snow here along the interstate corridor. But again, really anything that falls is light and already shifted east of I-15. Going to temperatures for tomorrow, you can see hovering right around freezing again, especially where we get a little bit of that downslope shadow activity from the Treasure Valley, the Magic Valley, up through Blackfoot, and maybe even over into the bench areas around Idaho Falls. Otherwise, will be below freezing for temperatures tomorrow morning. And temperatures again tomorrow within a degree or two of where we will be today for afternoon highs. For Friday, we back it off a few degrees, a little bit cooler air behind that system coming through tomorrow. But then we'll jump ahead to Sunday, and those temperatures do warm back up, pushing the mid to upper 40s over into the western end of the Magic Valley, into the Treasure Valley, many areas above freezing, even pushing up into the highest elevations of the central mountains. Temperatures closer to freezing versus into well down into the teens and 20s like we have seen the past few days, are expecting over the next couple of days as well. So once again, it's a mess out there. We've got a little bit of light rain and snow in the eastern and southeast highlands. Up and down the Snake Plain and Magic Valley and some of those adjacent valleys, we've got low clouds. We've got some dense fog. Some of that fog is freezing where it's below 32 degrees, or even the surface temperatures are below 32 degrees. There's likely a little bit of light snow, freezing drizzle, maybe just a very small chance of freezing rain under the stratus deck with that this morning, but it's a mess. So if you're traveling, just be careful, check road conditions, just be aware for anything that could happen. The next round comes through tonight for rain and snow, and just the smallest chance of freezing rain over the Magic Valley and Snake Plain. Not everywhere, and it's definitely so close to zero, but we can't call it zero. Otherwise, after today, we might see a little rain and snow here and there, but the overall chances continue to drop after today. Have a great day, and do stay safe out there, everyone.